Well, we're away again. This time we're just in Farley. Farley is only about an hour and 15 minutes from where we live. So Joe's been working today, it's Friday. Are you comfy there, Louie? Me? Are you comfy? It's not a headrest, you know, for you. I've had quite a few questions now about having a dog in a campervan or a motorhome. And as you know, we don't live full time in our campervan, but we have spent up to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks in it at a time during the summer, and we're away nearly every weekend. And I think there's a number of things that we've learnt about having a dog in a campervan that might be useful for other people. One of the key things I would say is pick the right dog and think about your campervan. If you're going to get a campervan or a motorhome and you're going to get a dog, think of it as one package, because there's a lot of restrictions having a dog, as people probably realise. At home, having a dog, you know, you need to put it into kennels to go on holiday, you can't leave it more than 4 hours, and when it's a puppy it needs toilet training, and all the things that you need to remember about having a dog at home are just emphasised more when you're in a campervan. You know, if you want to go to a restaurant and it's a really hot summer's day, you can't really leave your dog in a campervan because it's too hot. That doesn't do them any good. And you've got to consider where the dog's going to travel in your van as well, and if your dog's suitable for travelling in a van. If you get a puppy, it might not be until it's about 6 months, 7 months old before you find out if it is a good dog for travelling. Lots of dogs struggle travelling and get travel sickness. So there's a lot of things to consider in relation to that. I suppose the main thing is the size of the dog and how hairy it is, which might sound a bit strange. But if you have a camper van and it's a small camper van and you're going to get a reasonably sized dog and it's a long-haired dog, you're going to struggle when it gets into the sea or into a muddy field or just walking back from somewhere and it gets caught out in the rain. That soggy dog smell that you're getting back of your car with a dog is in your camper van. And where you're going to put the dog when it's damp and wet and smelly, how are you going to dry it off? Are you going to put a kennel into your camper van? So when you're thinking about which camper van or motorhome you get in, you probably need to think about where your actually dog's going to stay. So if you think of like the Boondockers, they've got 2 lurchers, like big greyhounds. They've got Joy and Strike or Giant Louie as we call him. And they've actually built a kennel, they've actually built a kennel underneath their bed. So they can travel in there, they can stay in there, and it's all padded out and got nice bedding and the food and everything in there. So it's those things you've got to consider really. And the restrictions of having that dog in your van all the time and being with you all the time, they still need to be exercised. But consider if you get a puppy. If you get a puppy and you're trying to house train a puppy and you're in a van, imagine trying to house train a puppy in a van from day one. It's going to be quite difficult, I think.
And the beauty of having a whippet and the lurchers like Joy and Strike is that they are short haired, so they dry really easily, and the dirt's, you know, there's no smell when a whippet's wet. It just isn't. It's
they dry almost instantly, don't they?
Yeah.
So you could get a really small dog, a short-haired small dog, which is probably the easiest, but is that the type of dog you want for your lifestyle? It won't take up as much room in your camper van and it'd be easy to look after. But is it going to be able to do the long walks and the walks on the beach and do all the things you want to do in your lifestyle, if that's the type of thing you've got to do?
And sometimes, I mean, I love all dogs, but sometimes smaller dogs are a bit yappy.
Yeah,
whereas, like whippets very rarely speak, and you know, grounds and lurchers tend to be less yappy, don't they?
Yeah.
They do bark occasionally, it depends what's going on, but they're not barky, yappy dogs, are they?
No, and I suppose if you're trying to stealth camp somewhere and somebody walks by your van and the dog's barking, it's going to give it away there's a dog in there. You might even get somebody ringing the police and say somebody's left a dog in a van.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all good pointers to you know, think about when you're getting a dog. You know, I mean, we plan all of our trips around Louie. We always have done. When we had Ben, we planned every trip around. Is the beach dog friendly? Are the pubs dog friendly, which is the main, well, the planning rooms, which is one of the main things for us. You know, we love a good welcome from a lovely pub, and we're willing to sit in the bar. We're willing to just rough it a bit, as long as he can come in with us.
I think most pubs now, though,
Yeah.
particularly country pubs, let dogs in,
Yeah,
don't
they do. And Ben and Louie have stayed in some fantastic hotels that have been dog friendly, B&Bs. You know, we've taken them in restaurants, and you know, the berth. You know, Ben was as well, a really, really well behaved dog, where we put the blanket down, they know it's time to sit down, and the tent, you know, the berth, you know, Ben as well just decided, right, that's it, I just have to sit and be a good boy until I maybe get a little bit of food at the end of it. But yeah,
And
really good.
That's all to do with the training, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We do train them to do that.
But good pub dogs.
Yeah, gotta be a good pub dog.
And you know, and the berth have been in really fantastic restaurants and things, and been really well behaved, and that's what you want. And
I think even with that, it's handy to have two people. So if you're in a van by yourself with a dog, you can't be with that dog all the time. If you want to go and have a shower, or you want to go to the loo, or you have to go for a meeting, or go to the doctors or something, there's a point where that dog's going to be left alone, or left with a friend. That's the advantage of two of us being here. We can go to the shower separately if we're on a campsite, or we can do things separately if need be, and somebody's always with Louie. But if you're by yourself, that's quite restricting.
yeah,
And of course, if you're going to live in your van full time and you've got a dog, you've got to consider what happens during the day when you're at work. If you're working, you know, in a summer, it's going to get really hot on the odd day. Can you get out? Can you park your van near to work? Can you put some sort of air conditioning in? Is there enough ventilation in there? In any case, really, you don't want to be leaving your dog in the van on a hot
No,
day.
you
It's
don't.
just not fair for it.
no.
So there's a lot to consider in relation to having a dog in your camper van. But the rewards for having a dog with you are just tremendous. They make sure you get out, you have to go for a walk, you have to go and see everything. And they're like another part of your family, really,
Oh,
aren't
of
they?
course they are. Yeah, absolutely.
I
Number
suppose,
one.
I suppose the big thing is about where they sleep. And where we haven't been good with Louie or Ben. We've both allowed them to sleep in or on the bed with us. And as you can see, the bed behind us, Louie thinks it's his bed anyhow. If he's cold, he'll want to be in the bed, and he'll want to stretch out. Now you might think Whippets are relatively small dogs, but when they stretch out, they have quite a big stretch.
And the bony.
Yeah, and you're either lucky you get the back of them to spoon against, or you get the claws that are scratching you as they lay out and start dreaming of chasing rabbits. But if you do have a kennel in your van, if your van's big enough, or you've built a kennel in there, you might get your dog to sleep in there, which keeps him out of the bed, stop your bed being as dirty, stop it smelling if it's a smelly type of dog. But we've always let them sleep on the bed with us, haven't we?
Yeah.
Whippets like to be with people, and they like to cuddle up, and you know, we quite like that, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
They make a great hot water ball.
Yeah.
The other thing to think about, if you have a dog in your bed as well, and it's a long-haired dog, a spaniel or an Alsatian, or some of that's got quite long hair, if you've been out walking in the woods or on the moors or something like that, they can pick up ticks and fleas and all bits and pieces like that. And when they get into the bed with you, there's a possibility they're going to end up in the bed or on you in the bed.
Oh, we don't want to think about that.
No. But a short-haired dog, you can instantly see if there's a tick on the Whippet. You can instantly see it's on there. You can easily clean them down. But if it's lost in long fur, it can be a problem. But all in all, I'd highly recommend everybody having a dog if they've got the capabilities, money and time to look after them within the restrictions that they give. And I think quite a few people we know have got camper vans and got dogs, haven't they?
Yeah.
And you know, we haven't had this big van for that long. We've only had this big van for a few months now. But our T5, we had that for about 7 years, 8 years. And we used to do 3-week trips in that with Ben.
Yeah, and Louie.
And Louie, yeah. And we
Not
could,
both at the same time.
No. We could cope with a Whippet in a T5. And we didn't used to sleep upstairs, we used to sleep on the bed down below. we used to use upstairs as the in the pop top,
For
just for
storage.
storage really. So it can be done. A medium-sized dog like a Whippet in a T5 with 2 people is doable. Well, certainly for 3 weeks we didn't have a problem with it.
No, it was fine, and because it was summer. Normally when we do our 3-week road trip, you know, you've got all the outdoor stuff. You know, we had an awning, and we were out most of the time anyway. So yeah, absolutely fine.
I think travelling with the dog as well, the rules say that it has to be tethered in some way or in a cage. So if Louie's coming away with me, if Joe's not with me, he will sit on the front seat, and his harness that he wears all the time clips into a climbing sling with a carabiner that's fastened to the chair. And I did speak to a police officer and asked if that was suitable. He said, yeah, the rule states that the dog must be tethered, and that dog is tethered. And when he's travelling with us and we're both in the van, he has a big bed in the footwell, and he's clipped into that so he can't go anywhere. We are thinking about, actually, because he loves the bed behind us so much, as you can see, we're thinking of putting an eyelet in the wall of the back of the bed there, so we can clip him into there and he can travel up there. So if we do have an accident or have to brake fast, he won't fall out the bed. But he's quite happy to sit on the seat if there's just one of us travelling with him.
He likes to sit by my feet as well.
Yeah, he's got a massive bed in the footwell, and it's a good area that, and we can have the air conditioning on him or the heat on if it's a hot or a cold day, and he's clipped in and secured there. It's quite safe there. The camp are all set up, and Louie's clipped in. So like most campsites, you have to keep your dog on a lead. So we usually clip Louie to this, or fasten a climbing sling to the bottom of the chair, so it enables him to go outside. He don't tend to go anywhere really. Joe's about to ring for the Indian takeaway. What we having?
Food. Indian.
Usually you get an Indian from an Indian takeaway.
Don't know, I ain't decided yet.
The van's looking good. There's a range of camper vans here, from one extreme to the other. Did you cook all this yourself then, Joe?
Yeah, just rustled something up.
All in a ridge monkey?
Yeah.
We should have filmed it, because those camper van tills, Keith and Darryl, need some lessons in cooking, don't they?
Yeah, this
So-
is how we do it.
This is how we do it. So what we got here?
We've got curry, pilau rice, poppadoms, naan, and an array of pickles that I have assembled.
All in one ridge monkey.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
brilliant.
What do you reckon, Lou? What do you reckon? Eh? It's like being at home. He lays on the settee and won't come in till he's told to. He just sits there drooling.
He's panting because you just had a really big run on the field, haven't you, with your ball? You're expecting some.
You stay there. You sit down. You stay there. Good boy. Got some rice, Lou? Good boy.
Where's my beef, Dad?
Is that nice? I think we've managed to, the 3 of us, have an Indian in our camper van without making a mess. Or have I spoke too soon?
We had to be very careful as we were dishing up and eating it.
I think we ordered too much food as well. Good boy. You do act as a dishwasher, don't you, Louie?
No, that plate will get properly washed.
Pre-dishwashing. So if it's really cold outside and we've got a fire going, or we're sat outside, you still have to that fly. We can put him in here with the heater on, and he's quite happy to lay on the bed and just watches out the window in luxury, like Lord Louie does. Bit of drama on Farley Beach. Here comes the ambulance and the paramedics, and they are in a lie there. I think it's a Yorkshireman who's dropped a penny and can't find it. Oi, that's for me. Do you want some, Lou? Do you want some ice cream? Louie. He's over mini ice cream. Hello. Do you want it? We've probably spent slightly too long in the cobbler's bar, and the cider was that good. We've just bought a carry out of it, £4. So I'm off back to indulge and fall asleep under the canopy of the camper van. Woohoo! Here it is, a £4 carry out. This is cider that's been stored in whiskey casks, and it's far too nice. What do you reckon?
Yes, 3 pints before lunch.
It's a good cure for man flu.
Man flu.
Man flu. I think I need something to eat, don't I?
I think you do.
We're now doing a chip test. Been to Dickie B's. What do you reckon, Joe?
They're really nice. Oh, finally a nice chip. I think they're 7.
A 7? Woo! Can you hold them? Because they do a special chopped up sausage for a whippet. Look at this. What's this, Lou? I think he likes that. Is that good? Is that good? I think he approves of that.
Is that nice, Lou? Oh, look at that.
It's like being on holiday, isn't it, Louie?
Is that his ice cream? And now he's having his...
You've left a bit. Oh no, it's all gone.
It's
He
gone.
definitely approves of that. So chips are good and dog sausages are good from Dickie B's
Very nice.
in Farley. After maybe half a pint too much in the pub, we're back at the camper van in the rain. And I managed to get myself 4 pints of oak cider barrel matured cider. Not cider barrel, whiskey barrel. I might have had more than half a pint too much. Time for a siesta. Joe's wearing Louie's blanket on her head. How attractive.
Louie's put blanket. I didn't want to get my hair wet.
Oh no, you can't do that. Well, you just take it off and put it in the dryer, can't you?
What, my hair?
Yeah. Is it real?
Yeah. Oh, look, I got a wet whippet. It won't
Soggy whippet.
You want a forecast rain?
Canopy's working. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Where's the keys?
Oh, in the rucksack somewhere.
Is it time for a cup of coffee and a siesta?
Yeah.
And then some more cider?
At the top.
Chips, cider, walk on the beach. Louie chased his ball. What more could you ask for?
Well, it's been a great morning, hasn't it? It's only 1 o'clock.
Siesta time.
And Dave's
Then lunch. I'm not drunk. I might have had 1/4 of a pint too much before lunch. The chips helped.
got rid of your man flu there.
It's a cure for man flu. I'm going to make money out of that. Oak whiskey cast. I said it right this time. Oak whiskey cast cider is a cure for man flu.
Sell it, bag it, market it.
Don't take a rucksack yourself. Get your partner to take a rucksack and then you can fill it with everything you find and she has to carry it. How's your back?
Especially heavy things like that.
That's to respray the wood burner after we left it out in the rain for 2 nights. What's that you've got?
I've bought some bunting.
Ooh, we have bunting for the back wall.
Be too long.
What? I paid for that. It can't be too long. We have to extend the van. It's going on the back wall, it'd be fit, won't it?
Yeah, but it's too long.
We'll show you where we end up with it. I think I need a snooze, don't I?
Yeah.
After a long snooze for a whippet and his owner, and look, Joe's put the bunting up. I think that's a temporary measure, isn't it? Are you pleased with your bunt?
It's very nice. Pretty.
Do you like it, Lulu?